Well, as it turns out, once I get my fucking window capture to cooperate, basically, what happened was, I reacted to this yesterday. I did everything good. I said it wasn't my personal favorite episode, and I am super excited for Heihachi versus Geese. So, you probably wouldn't be wondering why am I reacting to it again. Well, it's kind of more of a reaction slash review, so I'm going to be looking at the episode, doing my best to act like I've seen it, but it's probably just going to be me reviewing most of the episode. So, I apologize for that. But, like I said yesterday on that audio vlog, for some reason the fucking audio did not sync correctly when I was streaming, and for some reason my fucking thing just doesn't want to detect the internet. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now, Streamlabs? Ugh. This is what happens when the morning goes to shit. You get bullshit and it doesn't want to work. Now I'm gonna have to restart the fucking page again. Ugh. This is gonna be a nightmare. This is already turning to be a nightmare. Like, I didn't plan on this episode being a fucking total piece of shit. Look, Streamlabs, it's not that fucking difficult. Just just get the fucking episode up on the page. Thank you. Ugh. Okay. Also, I gotta fucking fix this, since it's not supposed to be this big. Ugh. There we go. Everything's all fixed now. And let's hope it remains that way. I hope. Ugh. So, basically what happened, I'm gonna just say it now. The episode, along with the stream I did for Predator, didn't do so well. Like, by didn't do so well, I mean the audio was missing. So I'm gonna be redoing the react, so it's gonna be more of a review slash react, but we'll see how it goes. So, again, you want to see the original video, it'll be in the description. And even if this video does get disputed,
Lex Luthor, CEO of LexCorp and nemesis to Superman.
And Dr. Doom, King of Latveria and Doom of the Fantastic
Doom, by
Four.
the way,
The intellect of these two evildoers is unmatched in their own worlds.
But what happens when the geniuses of these spiteful nerds collide? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. In the city of Metropolis, soaring above all other structures, one can find atop the tallest building an L.
Who's the dickbag that decided to literally hang that L over everyone's head? Just the one and only Lex Luthor.
Born and raised in Smallville, Kansas, Lex's early life was complicated. His father, Lionel, was a scientist doing dubious experiments on Martian manhunters.
When the lid was cracked on this evil science operation, asses had to be covered. So Lex and his old man got a convenient memory wipe, reducing Lionel to an alcoholic and setting Lex down a path to get away from his deadbeat dad. Right there with you, bud.
But because this is comics, that's just Lex's story in one continuity.
In another, he's a mad scientist. In another, he's a self-made billionaire. And in yet another, he was friends with Superboy until Superboy made him bald. No wonder this guy's so cynical.
Regardless of which Lex we're talking about, he hates Superman. In his eyes, if Superman continues to exist, humanity will become weak and reliant on him, and ultimately perish. Supposedly.
Ever since Soups flew into town, he's been Lex's undoing.
But also his driving force in creating technology. Chief among them being his war suit.
This bad boy comes equipped with loads of goodies. A force field, electroblast.
Okay, before I even let them continue, someone in the comments of one of my reactions said that Lex didn't use kryptonite anymore. Look what that says. It says kryptonite. He still technically uses it.
missiles, a chest laser,
Moving
and
on.
wrist blades for all your Batman shanking needs.
Lex has utilized many different energy sources for his suits, but his newest and greatest is the Mother Box, a nigh inexhaustible piece of new god technology with which Lex can create energy beams, repair his suit, and teleport via quantum folding.
The suit can survive a planet exploding and lets old Lex go toe-to-toe with Superman himself.
Well, it is questionable if his suit is directly comparable to Superman going all out, especially with his reliance on kryptonite. But Lex has used it to fight with other DC powerhouses.
Like this orange bug man Larfleeze, who's basically a one-man Lantern Corps. You know, that band of green boot stompers who can cross the universe in under an hour.
Knowing DC has a universe at least 100 trillion light years across, this would require a speed over 5 quintillion times the speed of light.
Or how about the time Green Lantern Kyle Rayner held back the big frickin' bang?
Much of Lex's tech is relegated to the war suit, but he does have on-hand gadgets too, such as a heat ray, robot replicas called Lexbots, and a special barrier that temporarily turns anything it touches two-dimensional.
It turns you 2D, huh? That sounds like a weeb's wet dream. How does that work?
It's rather simple, actually. By applying higher dimensional physics to a simple 2D grid, we can replicate and place the form of a three-dimensional object into a lower, flattened form that...
Make it stop! Make it stop! Wow, I knew the all squirrel diet was a good idea. Unlike Lex's 80s tech, he's not all two-dimensional.
Yeah, the
sure,
80s
he's
were
had
weird.
his squabbles with Superman, but after Supes died, not when he punched the gray guy when he blew up this punk Denny, he gained a newfound respect for the Man of Steel and took up his mantle. Maybe he isn't the bald psycho everyone thinks he is.
Doubtful. Lex's actions, both good and bad, tend to stem from one thing. He really wants to be Superman himself.
He jelly. It would explain why he made the Everyman Project, an experiment meant to turn normies into superhumans.
Unfortunately, Lex's genes were not compatible. He still went through the procedure, but even after some voluntary
Time
organ
Hall of
harvesting,
Fame.
he only had 6 months to live.
Wow,
Really?
Lex
If Lex
really
has a
does
time
want to be
machine, why the hell
Superman,
doesn't he
even
use
if it kills him.
But if Lex can't be Superman, he might as well
Oh,
make himself
yeah.
the one person that
He
Super
became
Citizen
president at
has to
one
answer
point.
to. Which is why Lex decided to, what else? Run for president.
Can you imagine a president who's an evil billionaire and hates aliens? So unrealistic.
Lex was already a nihilist with few real attachments, and became all the worse when he learned he could neither be nor control Superman. Take, for example, the time he made a cure for his sister's terminal illness,
Well, that doesn't seem so bad.
and then reinfected her with that same illness seconds later, just to prove he could.
Jesus Christ! Never mind, he's evil. Why would anyone work for this guy?
Lex's outlook on
Simple.
life actually
Money.
gained
That's
a big
why.
following. After traveling millions of years into the
Yeah.
future, because comics,
So the
Lex
research-
saw a world where his
research-
goals
again, I'm not
became
really
reality,
I apologize.
where people quit aspiring to the impossible standards of superheroes, instead embracing who they were deep down.
Right, yesterday was
Selfish
so
and
chaotic.
greedy animals.
It
So
was
he
bad.
literally
It was
inspired a
bad.
philosophy around
Like, I
being
had
the
to-
opposite of
So,
Superman.
like I said,
Apparently,
even if this
isn't
reaction
it
does
ironic
get
though that even those who chose to follow
copyright
Lex's
claimed or
ideals
whatever, I
called this
honestly don't care at
philosophy
this point. I just want
doom?
to make sure it gets
Huh.
off the channel.
I guess Lutheran was already taken. Anyways, his fanboys from
Anyways.
the future might consider it their doom, but to Lex, his ideals are everything. And to his credit, they have seen him through some pretty heavy stuff.
Like outsmarting Brainiac, getting tortured by Joker.
And getting shot out of a helicopter by a gorilla. Don't worry, somehow he got better.
Even completely stripped of everything, standing before an
Yeah, you'd
almighty
think Lex
God,
would have been dead
Lex
from
Luthor
that.
will
Nope.
continue to defend his
Plot
ideals.
point convenience.
This harbinger of doom is truly beyond comprehension. Or so he says.
Who is it, Superman?
Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind of our time.
At first glance, Latveria appears to be a humble nation located in the center of Europe. But within its borders may
this
be
is
the
the
greatest
person
threat
I'm
the
rooting
world
for.
has ever known.
And betting on
That
it,
threat
'cause
being the malevolent
let's-
king,
let's be real.
Dr.
There's no
Doom.
fucking way Doom
But Doom did not
loses
start
to
out
Lex.
as a king.
There's no
Born
fucking
as a
way.
Romani, Victor von Doom had a tumultuous childhood. After
Yeah.
his mother's soul was taken by the demon Mephisto, and his father died on the run from an evil baron, Doom did what any mad scientist would do, and began making inventions.
Like his own robot replicas and Marvel's favorite retcon device, the Doombots. That sounds familiar.
The technical wonders he made, while also scamming
Modeled
people,
after
were
the
so
Grim
great
Reaper.
the Empire State University offered him a scholarship.
Don't know
And
that.
so began a good old college try by Doom.
There, Doom built a device to communicate with his mother in the underworld. But because of a miscalculation that may or may not be thanks to the thing, it blew up in his face. Literally.
It's okay, though. After the explosion gave him a nasty scar, Doom ventured to Tibet, where some monks did him a solid and helped him build a suit of armor.
Made from a mastery of science and mysticism, Doom's titanium armor goes beyond the wonders of ordinary technology and into the absurd.
It's the Swiss Army knife of power armors, complete with electrical blast, a device that scrambles brain neurons, and a laser stab that doubles as a technovirus.
At full power, the suit can break through an adamantine
Solar
coffin,
apparatus.
and allegedly contains pieces of the cross that Jesus Christ himself was crucified on.
Just in case a pesky Dracula comes your way. Which he did. With this suit, Doom easily conquered Latveria and overthrew the Baron who gave him so much trouble years back. Aha! Take that, asshole!
Seeing how prosperous his rule was, Doom thought if he could make Latveria better by conquering it, why not make the whole world better by conquering it?
Well, I mean, a Panther God did say he should. Too bad he was always stopped by the Fantastic Four.
And their leader, Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic.
To put it lightly, Doom frickin' hates him. One time, when Doom was being pulled into hell, rather than try to escape eternal torment, all he wanted to do was burn and scar Reed's face.
To Doom, Reed Richards is a man of unquenchable vanity and unmitigated arrogance, consumed by his own ego at the cost of everyone around him.
Yeah, I think Doom might be projecting a bit there.
Though he has failed many times to conquer the world, Doom certainly has the arsenal to do so.
Antimatter guns, bombs that transmute things to chrome, a molecular expander that turns tiny particles into boulders, and time shift bombs that'll send you several seconds into the past.
But his most interesting gadget is the Cosmic Power Siphon. While not particularly fashionable, at least before he implemented it into his suit, the siphon has absorbed and stolen the powers of numerous cosmic entities.
You might be asking, if Doom has all these gadgets, why doesn't he use them more often? Well, in his own words, Doom's reasons are his own. Do not question them.
But Doom is more than just a scientist. He's also a magician. In fact, a contender for Sorcerer Supreme. As such, he can employ all manner of magic spells,
Yeah.
barriers, teleportation,
Apparently, another
mystical
thing that they
energy
didn't
blasts,
mention in the
etc.
research
And
was
if he ever
that
wants to
can
Freaky
use the
Friday a
flames
foe,
of
he can use a
motherfucking
mind swap
Dormammu.
technique he took from the Ovoids to switch bodies.
Like this.
Oh, how do you walk with these scrawny legs? This one isn't even a gun.
Why are there 6 of you? Am I drunk? Tommy, change us back.
It should come as no surprise that a multi-classing nerd like
God
Doom
damn
has
it,
taken
dummy.
on some of Marvel's toughest
Fucking
heroes.
He's
adamant
faster than Reed Richards, who reacted to interstellar beams fired by
coffin.
Galactus,
I don't
and has
sorry,
even
but-
deflected Thor's hammer.
The same hammer that flew Thor across the
Game
universe in
patents of
seconds.
God.
Knowing Marvel's universe has a diameter of
Everything.
at least 1 trillion light years, Mjolnir must have been moving
Yeah.
over 2
Like I said,
quintillion times
another
the
thing that
speed
they
of
forgot
light.
to mention
And
is that he
that's
was
not
able
even
to
getting into Doom's battles with the
absorb
Green
flames
Universe
and
Clapper,
use them.
the Hulk.
The flames of
Or the
Dormammu
no holds
used
barred
them.
punch he took from Sentry with only 7% of his suit's power left.
With so much tech and magic, it's a wonder Doom ever loses.
Well, for all
Yeah,
his
Doom
achievements,
has only
Doom
one
does
weakness.
have one insurmountable weakness.
Squirrels.
Squirrels.
I knew it! Nobody's a match for those little bastards but me. But hey, as long as he stays on Bucktooth's good side, he should be alright.
He also has a bad habit of just losing godlike power at the worst of times.
Like when his control over the Power Cosmic was taken by a plot-convenient cosmic energy-stealing super airplane.
Still, Doom persevered and became the God Emperor of everything. Until Mr. Fantastic stole his powers away.
Oh boy, if Doom already hated Reed, what did he think of him after that?
Surprisingly, Doom's time as a god caused an epiphany of sorts. He looked back on his actions, his ego finally shattered, and in his reflection was left with a desire to fix his ways.
So he took up the role of Iron Man of all people, stopped being so world-conquery, and became a good guy.
Just for a little bit, don't worry, he was back to being a maniacal would-be conqueror soon enough.
Comic book status quo.
It seems a literal multiverse-scale intervention couldn't keep
multiverses don't
Doom
affect
from
him.
being Doom.
Your plan to destroy them has failed, Master.
Failed. Doom does not fail. Yeah, don't underestimate Doom. Alright, time to see Luthor
are
get
set. We've run the data through
rumbled
all
into the ground.
possibilities.
It's time for a death
Or,
battle!
as they say, curb stomped.
Oh, a visitor?
Mr. Luthor, your company has invaluable resources for the people of Latveria. I will be seizing them.
Latveria? What an exquisite place to start a corporatocracy.
So as for the fight,
You wretch!
the voice acting's good. The idea of having a 2.5D animation was a good idea. Basically, if you don't know what 2.5D means,
A mechanical replica.
It's called a Lex
it's
bot, you knuckle
3D
dragging buffoon.
backgrounds with
Its
2D
design is rather
sprites
ingenious. Not as ingenious as mine, of course.
and
But
elements of
enough
hand
talk.
drawn.
Let us end these charades.
With pleasure.
What is this confounded contraption?
Two-dimensional morphographic technology. I haven't perfected it, but it's more than enough to exterminate an imbecile like you.
There's a time shift bomb.
Enough to exterminate an imbecile like you. What?
Fool! You fell for my time shift bomb! Now, foot dive! Foot dive!
That good old Marvel vs. Capcom reference. Which I think is what they were trying to go for this fight. In terms of the thematic feel for Doom.
Got you. What a farce! Impossible!
Impossible. That word has no meaning for someone like me. What about you?
That box, it's marvelous and wasted on your incompetence.
And he's stealing the mother box energy.
Pitiful! What kind of a man are you?
And now we're going into the observed territory.
A Superman.
Is Lex seriously stealing off of Superman's super and injustice? I think he did.
This hideous mask, Tin Man. Let's show your true face the light of day.
Mind swap.
What? That mask is my true face.
Yep, called it. I freaking called it. See, it was obvious. It was fucking obvious.
It's like that of the gods. Beneath me.
It was obvious Doom was gonna win.
KO! I've heard of handing someone the L, but never
This
pinning him
was so
to
much
it.
of a curb
Having
stomp.
a slight speed
It's
advantage and a stronger suit
so
by most
unreal.
measures, Lex was able to hold his own with Doom for a time.
And sure, Lex could counter some of Doom's arsenal, but he couldn't defend against being transmuted to chrome, being blasted with antimatter, or getting his nerves scrambled from the inside.
What's more, Lex's mind has been swapped before, once with Superman, funnily enough.
Meaning if things got desperate, there was nothing to stop Doom from pulling a Captain Ginyu on Lex and swapping their minds.
Lex's mother box was certainly a powerful device, but he never quite mastered all of its potential. Not to mention, Doom's ace in the hole, the cosmic power siphon, has drained
Yep.
and stolen similar energy sources time and time again.
Galactus, Silver Surfer, and even the friggin' Beyonder. Yeah, I know this mulleted doofus doesn't look
It's
like much,
obvious.
but he apparently
Like,
has
do I need
millions
to
of
explain?
times the power of the
This is
entire
why they do the
Marvel
math. I don't do
multiverse.
the math,
And
but
the siphon
we
took
already knew how
all
this
of
was
it.
gonna go down.
There's No way, the mother
We already
box
knew
could
how
stand
this
up
was
to a
going to go
device
down.
like that.
Thus, it was only a question of if Doom could bide his time before turning the tables on Lex.
And given all the beatdowns he's survived from Marvel heavy hitters like Hulk and Sentry, I'd say Doom had that time.
Lex's tech was an impressive challenge that had the stats to contend with Doom, but against Doom's bewildering gadgets, magical trickery, and power-stealing siphon, the advantage was in the Doctor's court.
The King of Latveria claimed his victory. Hopefully
God damn it,
Lex
Boom
isn't a
Fish.
sore Luthor.
The winner is Dr.
So
Doom.
yeah, another victory in my book, but even though it was
Thanks for
obvious.
watching this episode of Death Battle. Come back next week to see previews of our upcoming
As for the next
matchups.
time,
If you wanna watch
I already
more
said
stuff,
it at the
click
beginning.
boxes right around here.
When I was
and you can
trying to
always
fight
pick up
with
some
the
funky
fucking,
merch at store.roosterteeth.com.
I'm actually excited for this one. Basically, I don't know what team I'm gonna go for when it comes to this next time, but, yeah, I will root for both, but I have no idea who I'm voting on. It's just, yeah, it's just that. But anyways, again, I apologize if I sound so out of it and not thrilled with this episode. It's obvious. This episode was not my personal favorite, and not because of the fight animation or anything like that, but because of, certain reasons. Like, it's mainly because it's a curb stomp. That's the main reason why. You could have gave Luthor and Doom any opponent to work with. Yet they chose to make it a curb stomp. Which I think was really stupid. I wouldn't have minded Doom versus Fate or Luthor versus someone else. But no, they had to go curb stomp. That's just... Say what you will about Doom versus Lex. I mean, it's not my personal favorite, but other than the animation and the music, yeah, we knew Doom was going to win. Even without the research, Doom was going to win. Even with or without the research. So anyways, I'm going to roll the credits now, and again, I'm sorry if this reaction sounds a little bit weirder than normal, but yeah, I just hope this turns out okay. I fought with this thing this morning. That just shows you how tired I am, and I've been trying to make sure everything works. Alright, and as I said before, even if I have to do the dispute again, at this point, I just hope it gets on the channel. Because I really wasn't expecting this to go down like that. So, anyways, yay, another victory for me. So, that's 3 wins thus far for this season. I have not suffered a loss once at all during this season. So far. But yeah, then again, my words might bite me in the ass later. But anyways, again, if you like the video, comment and subscribe. Turn on the notifications bell. Yeah, check the original video in the description below. For those who watch this on YouTube later and want to watch it without my voice, which you probably will, and you can probably agree with me that Doom obviously wins this in the bag. So, like I said, it was obvious. It was obvious that Doom was going to win. So, anyways, till next time, this is your Captain Hedgewolf signing off. I'll see you in the next stream. And, oh, one thing before I end this. As for the Predator stream, I'm going to keep that on the channel until I get it back. Until I get it fixed, which I don't know when I'm going to stream that. I'll let you know when I stream that on my channel, so keep an eye out on the community tab for those that are subscribed. Anyways, till then, this is Captain the Hedgewolf signing off. I'll see you in the next video.